Hello students, this is Karthik, your maths tutor, heartily welcoming you all to Vista's Learning. What is Vista's Learning? Vista's Learning is an online education platform where we strive to deliver quality education for all. In a previous session, we had started with a new chapter number 4 called as Determinants. So wherever we stopped in the previous session, I think we stopped what is a determinant, introduction to determinant, how do we evaluate determinants of order 1, 2 and 3, correct? And we also learned what is cofactors, how are the cofactors found out for each and every entry in a matrix. In today's class, we'll be moving on to the next topic, which is called as the properties of determinants. So as you can see on the screen here, properties of determinants, there are a total of 6 properties. So in today's class, we'll be discussing the first 4 properties. Alright, so let us start with the class. The very first property of the determinant, the value of the determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. Now students, determinant is applicable for which matrix? For a square matrix whose order is m is equal to n, correct? Only for the square matrix determinant is applicable. Now the very first property is telling that the value of the determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. So this is nothing but transpose, right? So we will have a small example here. So the example is given here. So determinant is given like this. What is the order of this? The order is given by 3 cross 3. We'll find out what is the value of this given determinant. Alright. So before we start with that, we have to write the cofactors here. We'll write the cofactor of the very first row. So that will be plus, minus and plus. Correct. What would be the value of this determinant? Let's start with that, which is equal to, starting from here, plus 2. What will happen here, students? The 2's column and the 2's row will get eliminated. Correct. Now what is remaining? This is what is remaining. What is the value of this determinant? Into multiplication of the principal diagonal. So that is 0 into minus 7, that will be equal to 0. Default sign is minus and multiplication into the next diagonal. 4 5s is 20. We will write that as it is 20. Okay. The first element is done. Now here we'll erase this. Next, what do we have? Minus of minus 3. Correct. Minus of minus 3 into. So the minus 3 row and the minus 3 column is eliminated. What is remaining? Minus 7 into 6 is minus 42. Minus 1 into 4 is 4 as it is. We'll write 4. Okay. So this element is also done. Now we are expanding the determinant or finding out the determinant with respect to the first row, right? So these both elements of the first row are done. The next element is plus 5. So here we'll write plus 5 of. So the 5's row and the 5's column is gone. So this is becoming 6 5s are 30 minus 0. Okay, so we'll write 30 minus 0. Evaluate this now. So simplification, plus 2 of minus 20. Minus into minus is plus 3 of minus 42 minus 4 is minus 46. Plus 5 of 30 as it is. 30 minus 0 is 30. Correct. Further simplify this, we'll be getting minus 20 into plus 2 is minus 40. Minus 46 into 3. Now students, plus into minus will be equal to minus. Correct? So this is 120 plus 18. 120 plus 18 will be equal to 138. So 138 here. Plus 5 into 30 will be equal to how much, students? 5 3s are 15, right? So this would be equal to 150. Okay, so further simplifying this, we'll be getting minus 178 plus 150. Simplifying further, we'll be getting equals to how much? Minus 28. So what is this minus 28? This is the value of the determinant of this. So we can write delta is equal to minus 28. What we did here, students? Okay, so we had taken one example. We found out the determinant of this example. And what is the value of the determinant? The value of the determinant is minus 28. What are we going to do next is we are going to apply this property to this given determinant and see whether this property is true or false. Okay, so what is the property telling? The value of the determinant remains unchanged, means delta will be equal to minus 28 only, even though if its rows and columns are interchanged. Now what is the first row here? 2, minus 3 and 5. Second row 6, 0 and 4. Third row is 1, 5 and 7. The columns are 2, 6, 1, minus 3, 0, minus 3, 0, 5, 5, 4 and minus 7. We'll interchange the rows and columns now, basically the transpose. We'll evaluate that determinant and we have to get minus 28 only. Alright, we'll check that out. So this is the original value. This is the original value. Now what we'll do next? We will apply property 1. So here we'll write applying property 1. So applying property 1, what will delta be equal to? Delta will be equal to 2, minus 3, 5, 6, 0, 4, 1, 5, minus 7. We have interchanged the rows and columns. So see here, applying property 1. After applying property 1, what we got? We got this is equal to delta. Now we'll find out the value of this determinant. Okay, again what we'll do, write the cofactors for the very first row, plus minus plus. Why? Because we are finding out the determinant, or we are evaluating this determinant with respect to the first row. We have to get the same value. What is the previous value we had? We had delta is equal to minus 28. Now after applying property 1 also we have to get delta is equal to minus 28. If we get like that, which means what? Property 1 is true. Okay, so let us evaluate this determinant with respect to the first row. We'll be getting plus 2 of 0 minus 20 minus 6 of 21 minus 25 and plus 1 of minus 12 minus 0. Simplifying this further, so plus 2 minus 20 is minus 40, minus 6 as it is, we'll write 21 minus 25 will be equal to how much, students? 21 minus 25 will be equal to minus 4 plus 1 into minus 12 as it is. So which is equal to minus 40 plus 24 minus 12. Add this minus 40 minus 12 will be equal to minus 52. Minus 52 plus 24, this will be equal to how much, students, again? Which is equal to minus 28. So you see this value, minus 28. What was the original value we had? Minus 28. Where did we get this? In the previous example. So for this, where the rows and columns, the given, so this is an original matrix. Okay, originally given example. But what we had here, we applied property 1, we got this determinant. So here also we got the answer as minus 28 only, as you can see, which means property 1 is true and it is one of the properties of the determinants. So whenever a given determinant, if you interchange the rows and columns, the value must be remaining same. So we have proved this by using an example. So this is property number 1. You have to remember the property. Okay, so based upon these properties, we'll be having the questions as well as in your board examinations. 4 marks will be asked from the properties of determinants. Alright, moving on to the next property. Property number 2. Read the property here again. If any 2 rows or columns are of a determinant are interchanged. So students, what was property 1? If all the rows and columns are interchanged, not interchanged, rows are written as columns, columns are written as rows. So that was property 1. The value remains unchanged. Correct. Here what is happening? If any 2 rows or columns of a determinants are interchanged, note this word, interchanged, then the sign of the determinant changes. Okay, we'll take the same example only. So this example, we know already what is the value. We know that delta will be equal to minus 28. Now we have to change any 2 rows or columns. Okay, we will consider rows only. Okay, we'll interchange the rows. So which both rows will interchange? We'll interchange R1 getting interchanged with R3. So what will be getting the determinant here? Determinant equals, so R2 is unchanged, write R2 as it is 6, 0, 4. In the place of R1, write R3, that is 1, 5, minus 7. And in the place of R3, write R1, that is 2, minus 3 and 5. We'll find out the determinant of this. Expanding with respect to the first row again, cofactors plus, minus, plus. We got minus 28, right? This minus 28 for this determinant. Now what we have done, we have applied property 2 to this determinant, and what we have done, we have interchanged the first row and the third row. So you can see minus 2, 3, 2 minus 3, 5 is in the third row, and 1, 5 minus 7 is in the first row. Now find out the value of this determinant, you have to get. Then the sign of the determinant changes, means here we have minus, right? It should become plus. Okay, so we'll just check that out. So expanding with respect to the first row again, we'll be getting plus 1 of 0 plus 12, minus 5 of 30 minus 8, and plus of minus 7 of minus 18 minus 0. This is the expansion of what, student? This is the expansion of the determinant which we got by applying property 2 to the given determinant. Evaluate this further. Plus 1 into 12 is 12, minus 5 into 30 minus 8 is 22, and plus into minus is minus 7 of minus 18. Correct? Simplifying this further, so 5 into 22. 5 into 22, 5 2s is 10, 5 2s is 10, 110 we got. Okay, so 12 minus 110, minus into minus will become plus 17, 18 into 7. So 18 into 7, 7 8s are 56, 7 1s are 7, 126. Add them, so 126 plus 12 is 138 minus 110, which is equal to, so 138 minus 110 will be equal to plus 28. Observe this value and observe this value. Are you understanding this? So there was a given determinant, same determinant which we had considered in the property 1. We know the value is equal to minus 28 already. So to this determinant, what we did, we applied the property 2, which tells that any two rows and columns are interchanged. Which two rows did we interchange? We interchanged row 1 and row 3. By interchanging like this, we found out the value of the determinant and it was changing its sign. Correct? Here we had minus 28. It changed the sign. It became plus 28. Which means what? Property 2 is right, and this is one of the properties of the determinant. So students, two properties. What is property 1? The value of the determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. Okay, rows and columns are interchanged. Here what is happening? All the rows and columns in the first property. In the second property, any two rows and columns are interchanged. Are you getting the difference? Hope you're getting this. Okay, moving to the next property, property number 3. Property 3, students. So here, if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, okay, all corresponding elements are same, so you have to add another word here, okay, that is called as proportional, identical or proportional. Then the value of the determinant is 0. Understanding? Then the value of the determinant is 0. So we'll take example of identical. So for example, determinant 1 minus 1, 1, 3, 9, 12, 1 minus 1, 1. So this is an example for identical. So which two rows are identical, students? Observe the determinant, tell which two rows are identical. See the row 1, 1 minus 1 and 1, and row 2, 1 minus 1 and 1. So here we can tell R1 and R3 are identical. Correct? R1 and R3 are identical. What is the property telling? If any two rows or columns, so we have considered rows only here again. If any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, they are identical. So see, identical, same elements in both the rows. Identical, then the value of the determinant is 0. So now let us take this determinant, evaluate this, we'll see what is the answer we are getting. Alright. So we'll take plus, minus and plus. We'll evaluate this determinant with respect to the first row, so which will be equal to plus 1 of 9 minus 12 minus 1 of 3 minus 12 and plus 1 of minus 3 minus 9. What we have done here? We have taken one example such that both the rows are identical. We are trying to evaluate this determinant. So we will be getting, so this is how we have expanded the determinant with respect to the first row. Simplifying this further, what we'll get? Plus 1 of minus 3 minus 1 of minus 9 and plus 1 of minus 12. Minus 3 into 1 is equal to minus 3. Minus 9 minus 1 plus 9 plus 1 into minus 12 will be getting minus 12. So are we getting 0 here? Minus into minus is plus. Here we are getting minus. So one second. There might be some mistake. 9 into minus 9 minus 12 is minus 3. 3 minus 12, 9 plus 1 minus 3 minus 9 is minus 12. Minus 12 minus 3 is minus 15 plus 9. Okay. So plus 1 into 1. So see, here is the mistake, students. So when we take out the first determinant here, the first element, this row and this column is eliminated. Correct. So this type of mistakes will also occur in your examination. So you have to be very careful. So one small mistake you do in the paper, you will not be getting the answer. So here if you see, we are not getting, this is not equal to 0. Correct. So see, this minus 12 minus 3 is minus 15. Minus 15 plus 9 is minus 6. Correct. Which is not equal to 0. So the mistake is here, students. 1 into 9 is 9. The default sign is minus. Minus 1 into 12 will become how much? Minus 12. So minus into minus will actually become plus. So this is plus here. Further checking the determinant. Okay. Minus 1. 1 into 3 is 3. 1 into 12 is 12. So this is all right. This is correct. So this, no mistakes here. Again plus 1. Minus 3 and minus 9. This is also fine. So the mistake was here. So it is actually plus. So we will again evaluate this here. So see this. Plus 1 into plus 9 plus 12. That is nothing but 21. So minus 1 as it is. 3 minus 12 is minus 9. And plus 1 of minus 3 minus 9 is minus 2. Okay. See this again. Here we have minus, right? The cofactor of minus 1 is minus. So that will become plus here. Minus into minus is plus. So here also we'll write plus. Further simplifying this, 21 minus 9 minus 12. So we'll be getting 21 minus 21, which is equal to 0. Are you getting this, students? So which means what? Property 3 is one of the properties of determinant, and when we apply this property where the determinant is having two identical rows, then the value of the determinant will be 0. So initially what happened here, when I was solving on the board, we did not get this is equal to 0. Why? Because of two mistakes. One is the mistake of this minus sign and another is the mistake of this cofactor. So even one mistake you commit in your paper, the entire answer will be wrong and you will be awarded with 0 marks. So students, especially when you are solving determinants, you have to be very careful with the signs, the default symbol, cofactors, simplification and all. You must be very precise and accurate with all these things. One small mistake occurred as we have experienced here, okay, you will not be getting the answer. Understood? I hope you have understood this. So this is property number 3. Okay, moving on with the property number 4 next. Property number 4. If each element of a row or a column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k. So students, mark this point. Each element of a row, we will consider row only. This is also applicable to column. Of a determinant is multiplied with the constant k. What is the constant here? You can take any natural number n, or integers also is possible. Then the value gets multiplied by k. Okay, value gets multiplied by k. So for example, we'll have the same example whatever we took in property 1. So we know this, the value of the determinant will be equal to how much? Minus 28. Now what we'll do here, students, we will take this determinant, and in this determinant we will consider any one row. So let us consider this row. Read this again. If each element of a row, so we are considering which row? Second row. Each element of a row is multiplied, of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k. So this row's determinant we will multiply with the constant 2. So what is the new determinant we'll be getting? Determinant will be equal to 2 minus 3, 5, 6 2s is 12, 2 0s is 0, 2 4s is 8. Only for this row we are multiplying 2. This row will be written as it is. 1, 5, minus 7. Evaluate this determinant now. We'll write the cofactors. We will evaluate this determinant with respect to the first row, plus minus plus, which is equal to plus 2, 0, minus 20, plus 3, minus 12 sevens are. So 12 into 7, 7 2s are 14, 7 1s are 7 is 84. Minus 84, minus 4, plus 5 of 12 5s is 60 and 1 0s is 0. Simplify this further. We'll be getting plus 2 into minus 20 is minus 40, plus 3, minus 84, minus 4, that will be equal to minus 88, plus 5 into 60. Further simplifying this, 88 into 3, students. 88 into 3. 8 3s is 24, 8 3s is 24 again, 24 plus 2 is 26. So which is equal to minus 40, minus 264, plus, this is equal to how much? 60 into 5, 6 5s are 30, 300. Which is equal to, so minus 264, minus 40. So this is equal to minus 304 plus 300, which is equal to minus 4. So again there is some mistake here. Actually we have to get minus 56. So just checking that once again. 6 2s is 12. So see the students again. Here we have written again 4. So 4 2s is actually 8. So what we'll do again? So committing such very simple mistakes, okay, you will not be getting the answers here. We'll just clear this again and do this, redo this once again from the beginning. Same example we'll consider. Delta is equal to minus 28 we got already. So we will multiply this row with 2. Okay. So the new determinant what we are getting is 2 minus 3, 5, 12, 0, 8. 1, 5, minus 7. So here we'll be getting plus, minus and plus, which is equal to plus 2 of 0 minus 40, plus 3 of minus 72 minus 8, and plus 5 of 60 minus 0. Simplifying this determinant which we have evaluated with respect to the first row, we'll be getting minus 80 plus 3 of minus 80 again plus 5 of 60. Simplifying this further, minus 80 80 into 3 is minus 240 plus 300. So minus 240 minus 80, this will be equal to how much? Minus 240 and minus 80. So this is equal to minus 320 plus 300. So again, 6 2 is 12, 2 4 is 8, minus 7 into 0, 8 5 is 40, minus into minus is plus 3, 12 7s are 84, 12 into 7, 2 are 14. Another mistake, see this minus 72 is written there. (84 minus 8). So 84 minus 8 will give us how much? So once again checking. So this is minus 84. Minus 84 minus 8 plus 5 of 60 minus 0, everything is fine. So now redoing this again. Two of minus 40 plus 3 of minus 84 minus 8. So this will give us minus 92 plus 5 of 60, which is equal to minus 80 minus 92 into 3. So 92 into 3, 3 2s is 6, 9 3s is 27. So this will give us minus 276 plus 300. Minus 276 plus 80. So we'll add that also. 276 plus 86, 15, 356. So this is equal to minus 356 plus 300, which is equal to minus 56. This will be our right answer. Now students, in this particular property, there were many mistakes. Okay, so the mistakes were not multiplying this 2 with this 4, mistake number 1. Apart from that, not considering the cofactor, that was another mistake. Another mistake was minus 84 into 8. So here 12 sevens we had written as 72. So that was another calculation mistake. And that is being corrected as minus 84. So minus 84 minus 8, we'll be getting it as minus 92. So what I meant to tell here is, even though if you make a very small mistake, let it be either multiplication of numbers, considering the cofactors, simplifying the determinant whatever we got. Even a very small mistake will not be getting the answer. Hope you are understanding this. So here if you see again, minus 56 we got, the value of this determinant is minus 28. Read the property. If each element of a row of a determinant is multiplied by the constant, what is the constant here? That constant is 2. Okay. Then the value of the determinant, then its value gets multiplied by k. So this is its value, right? So this will be getting multiplied into 2, which is equal to minus 56. Hope you understood this, students. So let us have a very quick summary of whatever we have done today. So there were 4 properties in determinants. The very first property was, if you interchange the rows and columns, the value of the determinant remains unchanged. The second property is, if you interchange any 2 rows and columns, the value of the determinant will reverse its sign. If we get minus 28, we'll be getting plus 28. The third property is, what was the third property again? If any 2 rows of columns or determinant are identical, then the value of the determinant will be equal to 0. Coming to the very last property, if each element of the row of the determinant is multiplied by the constant k, then the value of it gets multiplied by k again. So if you multiply this row by 2, then the value of the determinant also gets multiplied by 2. So all the 4 determinants we have seen with an examples. Also we have seen if we commit a very small mistake in the process of finding out the determinant, okay, the answer will not be correct. So be careful when we are doing determinants. Take care of the signs. Thank you. Please do subscribe Vista's Learning. We'll see you in the next session with the next topic. Thank you, students.